Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Today we are talking about two words that sound so similar that many learners treat them as if they're completely interchangeable. And honestly, even many native speakers mix them up in casual speech. But in formal writing and in careful communication, there's a real difference between them, and understanding that difference will add a layer of precision to your English that not everyone has.
Yes, and what makes these two words interesting is that the difference is not enormous. They're related words. They come from the same family. But each one has its own specific context where it belongs, and once you feel that context, choosing between them becomes natural.
The two words today are especially and specially. Let us get right into the core difference.
Especially means above all others, to a particularly high degree, or more than usual. It's used to single out something from a group and say this one stands out. This one is more significant, more relevant, more extreme than the rest.
Specially means for a particular purpose or in a particular way. It's used when something is done specifically with one purpose in mind. Made for this, done for this, designed for this.
So, especially is about degree and standing out from others. Specially is about purpose and specific intention.
Especially says this one more than the others. Specially says this was done with this one thing in mind.
Let me give you a simple pair to make that contrast vivid. I love all kinds of music, but I especially love jazz. Love is the feeling. Jazz stands out from all other music types. It is singled out as the highest example, especially.
This cake was specially made for your birthday. The cake was created with one specific purpose in mind. That purpose is your birthday. Specially.
One is about something standing out as more than the rest. One is about something being created or done with a specific intention.
Now, let's go deep into especially first. Especially is used in three main ways.
The first use is to single out one thing from a group as particularly relevant or significant. I enjoy all seasons, but I especially love autumn. We have many products, but this one is especially popular. He's good at many sports, but he's especially talented at swimming.
In all of those, especially is picking out one item from among a group and saying this one stands out more than the others.
The second use of especially is to express a high degree of something, more than usual, to a notable extent. It was especially cold this morning. She was especially kind to me during that difficult time. The traffic was especially bad today.
Here, especially does not compare to other items in a group. It just means to a particularly high or notable degree. More cold than usual, more kind than usual, more bad than usual.
The third use is to add emphasis before certain phrases, like before a noun phrase or a clause. This is important, especially when time is limited. Everyone should read this, especially beginners. Especially is used to add extra weight to the part of the sentence that follows it.
Notice in that last example how especially introduces a specific group, beginners, and signals that the statement applies to them above others. That's the singling out function again.
Now let's go deep into specially. Specially is used primarily to mean for a specific purpose or in a specific way, with intention, designed or done with one thing in mind.
She had the dress specially made for the wedding. The dress was not bought off a shelf. It was created with one specific purpose, and that purpose was the wedding, specially.
The equipment was specially designed for use in extreme cold, not general equipment created with one specific purpose, specially.
He came specially to see her. He did not come for other reasons and happened to see her. He came with that one specific purpose in mind, specially.
I baked these cookies specially for you. The baking had one deliberate intention behind it. You were the purpose, specially.
So, in all of those, specially shows that an action was performed with one deliberate purpose or intention. The purpose is what defines the word.
Now I want to give you a memory trick that makes this difference permanently clear.
Please, yes, memory tricks are so helpful with pairs like these.
Think of especially as especially high. It's about degree, standing out, being above the rest. The ES at the beginning sounds like extra. Especially means to an extra degree.
And specially starts with special, and special means made for a specific purpose or for a specific person. When something is specially done, it is done with that one specific special purpose or person.
Especially equals extra degree, standing out. Specially equals made special, done for a specific purpose.
The word special is hiding right inside specially. Specially done means done with that one specific special purpose in mind.
Now, there's something important I want to address about how these two words are used in practice.
Yes, in everyday informal speech, many native speakers use especially where specially might technically be more precise, and vice versa. The overlap in casual speech is real.
But in formal writing, in professional communication, in essays and reports, keeping them distinct shows real command of English, and understanding the distinction helps you understand meaning more precisely when you read formal texts.
So the goal is not to panic every time you hear them blurred in casual speech. The goal is to understand the formal distinction so you can apply it when precision matters, and recognize it when reading.
Now, let me ask you about some cases that learners often find tricky because sometimes both words feel possible.
Sure, go ahead.
What about a sentence like, "This drink was made especially for you," versus "This drink was made specially for you"?
Both are grammatically used in everyday speech, but they have slightly different feelings. Made especially for you focuses on the degree of care and attention. Out of all people, it was made with you in mind to a particularly significant degree. The focus is on you being singled out.
Made specially for you focuses on the purpose. It was made with the specific purpose of being for you. The focus is on the intentional act of creating it specifically for that one person.
In practice, both are widely understood, and the difference is subtle. But in careful formal writing, specially is more precise when talking about a specific purpose.
And especially is more precise when singling something out as more significant or notable.
What about especially and specially with adjectives? Can both be used before adjectives?
Especially before adjectives is very common and natural. Especially beautiful, especially important, especially useful. It means to a particularly high or notable degree.
Specially before adjectives is less common and usually only works when the adjective involves some deliberate design or purpose. A specially trained dog, specially designed equipment, a specially adapted vehicle. Here, specially means designed or trained for a specific purpose.
You would not normally say a specially beautiful painting because beauty is not a designed or purposeful quality in the way training or design is.
That distinction is really helpful, especially for degree and emotion, specially for designed and purposeful qualities.
Now let me talk about some fixed phrases and expressions where especially appears because this is really practical for everyday conversation.
Sure. Especially when is very common. Especially when you are tired, it is hard to concentrate. Especially when the weather is bad, the roads become dangerous. It introduces a condition that makes something even more true.
Especially since means because of a reason that makes something particularly true or relevant. You should be careful, especially since you have never done this before. I appreciated his help, especially since he was so busy.
Especially as is similar. It is especially impressive as she had no formal training. The word as introduces the reason that makes the degree even more notable.
Not especially means not particularly, not to a high degree. Was the film good? Not especially. Was it cold this morning? Not especially. This is a very common conversational response.
And especially not means above all others in a negative sense. I do not like loud places, especially not clubs. Nobody should try that, especially not beginners.
Now for specially, let us look at common phrases. Specially made, specially designed, specially trained, specially adapted, specially prepared are all very natural and common. They all involve something created or developed with a specific purpose.
Come specially means to travel or go somewhere with one specific purpose. She came specially to give me the news. He drove 2 hours specially to meet us. The coming was done for that one specific reason.
Ask specially or request specially means to make a specific, deliberate request. She asked specially for a window seat. He requested it specially in advance. The request was deliberate and targeted.
Now let us go through the most common mistakes learners make with especially and specially.
Mistake number 1 is using specially when you mean especially for degree and singling out. Saying, I specially enjoy quiet evenings at home when you mean you enjoy them to a particularly high degree. The correct word is, I especially enjoy quiet evenings at home.
Mistake number 2 is using especially when you mean specially for purpose. Saying the equipment was especially designed for this task when you mean it was created with this specific task in mind. The correct word is the equipment was specially designed for this task.
Mistake number 3 is avoiding both words out of confusion and just using very instead. Saying, this is very important to me, instead of this is especially important to me. Very works, but especially adds the sense of standing out among other things.
Mistake number 4 is not recognizing the fixed responses. Hearing, was it fun? Not especially, and not knowing that not especially means not particularly. It's a very natural and common response in English.
Mistake number 5 is using specially where especially not would be more natural. Saying, nobody should try this, especially not without experience. The natural expression is especially not. Especially not is a set phrase.
Mistake number 6 is using especially where specially is more precise because those words involve deliberate purpose. Saying, a cake especially made for you when the intended meaning is that it was created with that specific purpose. Specially made is more precise there.
And mistake number 7 is treating these words as completely identical and never making an effort to distinguish them. Even if casual speech blurs the line, knowing the distinction shows a high level of English awareness.
Now let us do a practice round. I'll describe a situation and you choose especially or specially and explain why.
Ready.
A tailor creates a suit from scratch with one client in mind for a specific occasion.
Specially. The suit was made with one specific purpose and person in mind. A suit specially made for the occasion.
Among all the seasons, a person loves winter far more than the others.
Especially. Singling out one thing from a group as more significant. She especially loves winter.
A charity organization trained certain volunteers for working in disaster zones specifically.
Specially. The training had a specific, deliberate purpose. Volunteers specially trained for disaster relief.
The morning commute was unusually and noticeably worse than normal today.
Especially. To a particularly high degree, more than usual. The commute was especially bad today.
Someone traveled a long distance with the sole purpose of attending a friend's ceremony.
Specially. The travel had one specific purpose behind it. She came specially to attend the ceremony.
Someone asks if a film was enjoyable, and the answer is no, not particularly.
Not especially. The fixed conversational response meaning not particularly or not to a high degree.
An instruction says this step is critical above all other steps for people without experience.
Especially for those without experience, singling out a specific group as the most important audience for the instruction.
And you handled every single one perfectly, and the reasoning was clear every time.
And I hope listeners noticed the guiding questions. Is something being singled out from others or described as being to a high degree? Especially. Was something done or made with a specific, deliberate purpose in mind? Specially. Those 2 questions will guide you correctly almost every time.
Now let us close with something that I think will really help everyone feel calm and confident about these 2 words going forward.
Please, because I know some learners feel quite anxious when 2 words are this similar.
Here's the truth. In everyday conversation, using especially where specially belongs, or vice versa, will almost never cause misunderstanding. Native speakers blur this line all the time. Nobody will correct you in casual speech.
But knowing the difference gives you a genuine advantage. It means that when you read formal English, you fully understand the writer's precise meaning, and when you write formally, your word choice will be sharp and accurate.
It's the difference between a learner and an advanced user. Advanced users notice these distinctions and apply them, not because they are afraid of making mistakes, but because they enjoy the precision that language offers.
And every word pair you learn this deeply is another layer of confidence, another moment where English feels less like a puzzle and more like a language you truly own.
The fact that you're here learning the difference between especially and specially means you're taking your English seriously. And that seriousness will pay off in every formal email, every essay, every professional conversation you have.
Thank you so much for being here today. We hope especially and specially feel completely clear and that you feel genuinely ready to use both of them with confidence and precision.
Keep going, and we'll see you in the next episode.